Welcome to the Single Father Podcast. I am your host, Kendall Donaker. This podcast is dedicated for anyone out there who's dealing with mental health and fatherhood. You'll hear about my struggles, my defeats, my victories, my highs, my lows, my triumphs, my tribulations, and everything in between. I like to call this a collection of journal entries into my struggle and adapting to single fatherhood. Without further ado, let's take a look inside my journal, the Single Father Podcast. Listen, I had an amazing summer full of bright ideas and good fortune and well wishes. I know COVID has been a little hard on all of us, trying to navigate through life, trying to find our path, whether it be through jobs, through relationships, through love, through our partners, through ourselves, whatever the case may be. I know it's been challenging, but it's nice to come back here and vent my thoughts out on today's journal, which is going to be called Manifesting. I've been manifesting a lot in my life. No better story is when I was living with my dad for a while, and I just lost my job with COVID. It was really challenging because I ended up staying at his house longer than I anticipated. I was already in the search for a new apartment, but again, I just lost my job, and I was kind of overstaying my welcome. Anyone who's listening or who has listened to the podcast before knows that I don't have the best relationship with my dad, or I wouldn't say it's a bad one, but it's a complicated one that you know it, it's it's tough to kind of explain if you don't know what's up. But it's not very family oriented. I'd say we don't have kind of that family vibe. So very much knew I was overstaying my welcome. Uh, we ended up having a conversation that made me very, very, very uncomfortable towards the end. There was one day where um, myself and my stepmom had a conversation together. Wasn't pleasant. It was kind of one of those conversations like, "Hey, when are you leaving?" But it made me uncomfortable because, I mean, look, eh, let's play self-appointed devil's advocate. I just lost my job. I'm in the middle of COVID. I'm on the same boat as everyone else in America, or i.e. the world. I have a kid with no job. I'm trying to get a condo somewhere else. It was a struggle. So I felt like she especially just wasn't feeling me. But anyways, we ended up having an uncomfortable conversation. So uncomfortable to the fact where I ended up staying at my grandma's house that month or that day because I was like, you know what, I need to get out of the house, kind of clear the air a little bit and think. And as I came to her and professed um my desire to get out of that house, to move on, and told her how much of a struggle I think it's going to be to get a condo with no job and things like that, and just me being in college, I'd say about I wouldn't even say 3 minutes later after I was done talking to her about that, I get a call from the condo that I really wanted saying, "Hey, you got approved. We just want to make sure that you can pay your rent every month. If you can promise us that, no problem. Everyone needs a break. Everyone needs a helping hand." Boom. It was like an instant miracle in my life. And I thought, wow. And I don't know if you guys believe in God or not, but I thought, for me personally, I thought there was no better display of the Holy Spirit in my life and in this world other than that moment. The day that I prayed to God that I needed Him, that I was begging for Him, that I needed a sign that everything was going to be okay. Boom, here it is on a silver platter. You asked me to leave. I got a condo. I got approved with no job, mind you, no income coming in. They approved me. I called cleaners the next day, got out of my dad's house, and the rest is history. And then more blessings throughout my life. And I believe, now you can call it God, you can call it the universe, but what you put out into the universe is what you get back. Now, people call it different things. People call it karma. I call it manifesting. You can call it prayer. I call it manifesting. I manifested something that I needed into fruition, and it came to me. And with the grace of God and so many blessings that I've experienced, the answer was brought in front of me, and I took the opportunity to take it. Now, more things came on that path as I said, hey, I really need a job now. And I can't just get like a, an average job. Like I have a condo now. I have to start paying bills. Because, when you get a place, this is for all the youngsters out there. When you get a place, you have to add up not just the rent, but the utilities. What turning off lights when you leave a room, that thing that your parents always told you when you were younger that you were like, fuck you for turn off the lights when you leave the house. Who gives a damn? Well, now I know because it costs money. Watching your air, all those things cost money. And I was worried. I was very worried. Not just because of, the blessing that God gave me with getting the condo, but I was very, very worried because I have a kid to worry about. If it was just me, hey, I'd be so fine just getting like a I don't know, a student apartment somewhere and just kind of chilling for a while until I figure my life out. But I have a kid that deserves the best, and I need to give her the best, and I need to manifest something. So I was on LinkedIn, and this job that I thought that would come my way, it didn't, and I was bummed out because I'm like, I really felt like I was a shoo-in for this job. It didn't end up working out. What's going on? And it I took an unexpected turn when someone called me from American Express and was kind of like, "Hey, I would love for you to kind of interview for this job. It's a little unique, blah, 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 blah." I got the job, and for what I do, it pays. Well, I don't want to be rude or anything, but I'm paid very well for what I do, and I'm very, very grateful because I'm able to um, support my child, support my life, support my lifestyle, and I don't have to worry about, you know, just bills, which is phenomenal. I mean, everyone worries about here and there when you overspend and things like that, but the fact that I can feed myself and feed my daughter easily is beyond a blessing to me. And I got this job on the last stretch of where I was just about to run out of money to, I mean, first of all, to get my condo, I had to put $3,000 down as a down payment, which is insane. But thank God I had it, right? Thank God I had it. And I just want to tell you about my journey is I was on unemployment for a while, and the unemployment, that was when you were getting paid like $1,000 a week, where it was kind of really nice. So the unemployment I kind of just stacked up, and the money that I stacked up, I first of all I would have never accumulated that amount. I mean, everyone knows unemployment was paying people better than their regular jobs at the time. So I would have never stacked up that amount of money to put down towards a down payment if I just had my regular job. So I'm like, boom, everything happens for a reason. I lost my job, but then Argo, I was able to get on unemployment, which offered me more money where I'd be able to get a new place and to put a larger down payment on and save up some money for rent. And, just as, that was expiring, the extra whatever $900 a week or whatever it was for unemployment, I ended up getting this new job at the last stretch, and I manifested that shit. I got that job because I manifested that into fruition, and it meant so much to me and kind of changed the trajectory of my life where I've been doing this for a while now, and it's just such a blessing where I'm able to just take care of my family and take care of my life. I mean, manifesting what you want and believing in yourself and believing that there is a higher power out there, whether that's God, whether that's Buddha, whatever that's the universe, believing in that is so very important. If you haven't heard about Anchor by Spotify, it's the easiest way to make a podcast with everything you need in one place. Let me explain. Anchor has the tools to allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. When hosting on Anchor, you can distribute your podcast on listening platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and more. It's everything you need in one place. And best of all, Anchor is totally free. Download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Throughout my journey, also, I started getting into stones and crystals, and those things sounded ridiculous at first. And the person who introduced it to me was my baby mama, which I'm like, already, I was like, this is some bullshit. No offense towards her, but I was like, this sounds stupid. And I started reading into it, and I started reading into kind of what these crystals meant, why so many people were using them, what they mean for healing, what they mean for grounding you, what certain crystals mean, and how far it goes back to people believing in these types of rituals. And it brought me back to a person named Dr. Sebi. Everyone who's kind of in the know and is woke knows about Dr. Sebi. And if you don't know, it was this doctor, and I'm totally butchering this story. I'm giving probably the roughest, and I mean rough, summary of who this guy is. But Dr. Sebi was this renowned, just wonderful kind of holistic doctor who studied different types of holistic and earthly medicines, and discovered treatments and sometimes even cures to some of these diseases that were out here in America, that we were dealing with. One of them, I believe it was, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it was cancer, I want to say. And if it wasn't, we'll just use cancer as like a placement for what it really was. But I believe it was cancer. He developed a cure for cancer and had the research to back it up with what medicines and earthly substances he was giving these people to cure this cancer. And he actually got I forgot what happened. Like, he got sued or something, and they took his license away, and he countersued. He was like, I actually have the proof to back this up, and he won. And it's really an obscure story. So he took on the pharmaceutical companies and said, I actually have the cure for cancer. And in that court case, and again, I don't know if it was cancer. I think it was something else. I don't have it right in front of me. I'm using cancer as a placeholder. I think it was cancer. I'm not sure. But he went into court against a pharmaceutical company and the government and said, I actually have the cure for cancer, won that court case. And because he actually had enough evidence to support that he did, in fact, cure, i.e., cancer or whatever it was. Now, that's not in the news for obvious reasons. And I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I think there's a reason why, even though he won his court case, there's a reason why we're not using his research and his medicines, is because obviously you can dive into bigger conspiracies about how the pharmaceutical companies want to rob us of our money and don't want to cure anything so we can keep buying just vaccines and shit like that. But anyways, um, but kind of circling back to what I was saying, is I was diving into, I was learning about that guy. I was learning about different crystals and holistic medicines, and I was like, there's actually some validity to these to these items, to these things. There's validity here. There's research and there's evidence to support that, you know, if you use manifestation and you believe into what these earthly substances are doing for you, I believe that actually will cure you or treat you, or however you use that intention for. Whether you have a meditation crystal and you're using your manifestation, you're using that mindset to put you in the right direction, or ground your thoughts. I believe that type of thinking actually goes towards the ideas of what that product is used for, the crystals or the holistic medicines and things like that. I mean, I was so deep into it. And once you actually study these things, you start to understand kind of the value of manifesting, what the fuck am I trying to say? Manifestating, um, whatever I'm trying to say, you know what I'm trying to say. You start to realize the value in doing so, and you start to realize the value in living every day kind of as it's the best day of your life a little bit because I like, and that sounds kind of like it sounds kind of like bold just to live every day like it's the best day of your life, but for me, I'm so positive because there's nothing that can really truly bother me because I believe that what I put out into the universe is what I will always get back. Even if I'm having a bad day, there is always calm within the storm. So, that if there's a a tsunami or a hurricane or whatever the case may be, within the middle of that storm there is calm. So you can see the storm happening all around you, right? You're looking all around you and you just see negativity. You're seeing death. You're seeing COVID. You're seeing, yeah, I can't go here. I can't go there. My boyfriend, my girlfriend, my mom, my dad, my sister, my brother, whatever the case may be. You're seeing the storm around you, but you have to remember there is always calm within the storm. And once you realize that, then the negative things around you are just noise, right? And you always have to watch out for that because as you're manifestating as you're manifesting these beautiful things into your life, these things that you want to come your way, there will always be the opposite side of the universe, and you can call that the devil, you can call that whoever you want to call it. There will always be that opposite trying to counteract what you're doing. And all you have to say is, "Oh, I see you over there. I'm doing great." So you have to try to interfere. That won't bother me because guess what? I know exactly who I am, and I'm still going to manifest what I want into this world, what I want into my life, what I want into my relationships, what I want into my inner self or my self being, who I am. I'm manifesting. I don't know why I can't say this word today, guys. It's I mean, if you say it a lot of times, I think you just kind of lose it. But um anyways, you start to see that it's all just noise. The storm around you is just white noise. And eventually, the calm within the storm ends up opening up the storm and showing you an exit out. It shows you an exit out of that storm, and you can walk away from it. So, a tornado's coming your way. Guess what? I have the option to walk the other direction. Now, I don't mean that literally. If a tornado's coming your way, and if you actually see a tornado and it's coming your way, you are undoubtedly fucked. But if but like, you kind of get what I'm saying, is there are so many things in this world that we take for granted. And I think one of the biggest things is manifestation. If we manifest the things that we want, I believe that you will eventually get it in some form, some way, some shape, some person, some item, some in some way, shape, or form. You will get exactly what you want, and it may not be exactly what you wanted, but exactly what you needed, and that's the difference. And you realize it'll just take you a second. You'll be like, "Wow, I did that. Wow, that was God, huh? That was the universe, huh?" How many times have we sat there and thought, "Wow, I really wanted that." And maybe how sometimes we'll be on social media and we'll talk about like chips, and then you'll see an ad for like chips pop up. Hey, maybe that wasn't Facebook listening to you. Maybe that's just the world manifesting that into your life. Um, it's definitely probably Facebook, but but it's things like that, little things here and there that we think are just regular occurrences. I think you know I think we actually manifested that into our lives. Now, on the flip side of that, you can also manifest negative things into your life. Just the other day, I was having a super negative day, and I felt it within my heart. And the bad part is, I knew it wasn't anything around me. I knew it was me. I knew from the moment I woke up, I was grumpy. To the moment my dog pissed on my carpet, I was grouchy. To the moment the first client that I saw that day, I was pissed off. I'm texting and driving and almost get hit by a car. Wow, bad vibes. I go to get lunch and my waiter's rude. Wow. You know, I forgot my wallet when I'm trying to get gas. Wow. Nothing's going my way today. And you think, why? Maybe I manifested that. Maybe I am producing this negative aura around me. And maybe I need to take a step back and realize what's really going on. And once I did that, once I took a step back, composed myself, and just took a look within my body and realized my feelings and realized how to get around them and how to overcome them, then I was able to kind of fix my aura a little bit, and I was able to manifest different emotions instead of just manifesting this negative things around me. I was able to manifest exactly what I wanted around me, which was a better day, essentially. And I did. Once I took a step back and just took a breath, took a moment to reflect, I had a way, way better day. Because that's the type of manifestating that I did. So this episode is called Manifesting, because I believe that if we collectively manifest positive, good, love, heartwarming behavior, then we will always get that back. So, little short episode today, but I am so happy to be back. I have hopefully some guests lined up pretty soon that will join us for an episode, and it'll be amazing. I'm talking to a few influencers, talking to a few people that I really want to talk to because they've inspired me in what they've been doing. You know, what a time to be alive. Listen, I'm so blessed to the people who listen to this podcast. I'm so blessed to the people who want to listen to my thoughts, and I'm so blessed to the people who are looking to make a different path in their life and take a different journey. And I'm happy that we can vent together. I'm happy that I could be, your guide to the other side, baby. Thank you for letting me vent. This has been a beautiful experience, and I'm happy to bring a new season your way. I got a whole bunch of new episodes that are going to be dropping weekly. Let's go, baby. Thank you so much. My name's Kendall Donaker. Don't have a good day. Have a great day. Bye-bye.